not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings, Goblin Nation! Welcome to the insane world! But we're leaving that insane world behind. We're here for another insane world. Insane world from the Twisted Goblin! My world, welcome to it. So why we do reviews? Yes, it's a bad goddamn bad. First it was this virus taking over the world. Now it's a riot everywhere, cops being assholes. It's all fucking in the world is going... well, nuts is one word for it, but that seems too good for a word. You know, nuts, crazy, insane. And they're all good words. Those are good words for me, you know, that's where... that should have a new word kind of going on. What's happening in the world, you know. There's so many fucked up things happening, but we're not talking about that. No, you're here for getting your mind a little bit off that kind of stuff. You want something that's like, okay, let's see what we can do. Let me, come on, sit down, let me see what I can do for you. What? I'll be your doctor. Dr. Goblin! For you. And I have just the thing to do, a little bit laughter, you know. Just forget it, even if it's smart for 12 minutes. Forgetting the world, how bad the world can be, how insane this year is. You know, let's just forget that for a moment. The doctor is here to give you it. Anyway, so we find out in this episode we find out the Justice Society gets a new member. This lizard man, what kind of thing? He is insane. He looks weird. He looks like a wizard because you see like that little green. I like how good they did. It's not just somebody behind a mask. You see that mask, and behind it you see this already like discreet kind of thing. This little thing that really gives it a little bit more kind of, I don't know who he is. I'm not so, like I said, I've never known about Injustice Society that well. But, you know, that kind of thing. So he is like, I'll be loyal. It's like, yeah, loyalty, sure. You're gonna be loyal. You're in the Justice Society. When I was like, hey, they're gonna kill each other. No, somebody else joins. Because this guy didn't join before. This is the first time he joined. Also, apparently Shade was somebody that went to the other side. It's like, I'm not gonna betray you. I'm not gonna betray you like him or like Shade. Kind of thing. It's like, okay. I didn't even know he was weak. The other one was kind of thinking, I was like, okay, I didn't even know Shade was gonna... well, are we ever gonna know about Shade? I wanna know about Shade. Now I'm very curious about Shade. Give me that Shade. So, that's kind of thing. We also have Patty kind of thing, Stripe kind of thing. He's like, okay, I got my garage. Hey, can I have this? Like, yes, it's $5. It's like, alright, he's a trash and some factory wall. The car's going to die. Right, it's from everywhere. It's like where every car is totally destroyed. Those cars coming right kind of thing. So those cars, and he's like, I need this kind of thing. Okay, but you're wearing it. Okay, he plays kind of thing. Then he goes to his garage kind of thing, and he finds this woman that wizards died for kind of thing. The son died, you know, but she didn't die. She's like, I need to go. I was like, I'm first. She's like in my car kind of thing. But then she comes back later in the episode, and I was like, I need to go. I just need to go, but I cannot say that much. Shh. I cannot say everything. But there is my husband was this whole kind of thing. He was in bad shit, but I cannot say that. Shh, I cannot say that. And my son wanted to be like him. It's like, was he not that like? No, he wasn't. But I cannot tell you that. No. I just need to go, man. I'm already talking too much. I'm talking too much. So she goes later in the episode. At the end of the episode, we find her car destroyed, her cat free, kind of thing. It's like she disappeared. Either she made herself disappear because she seems like not a bad kind of thing. Also, it could be that she's not smart enough and got killed somehow. You know, it can't be. Because Freeze kind of thing, not Dr. Freeze, not the you know, he seems Icicle seems like he's smart enough to be like, yeah, I can make her disappear. Anyway, while that's all going on, we got Stargirl trying to recruit this girl that we see in the beginning of the episode. She seems like very like, I want to push everybody away, but we find out like everybody else in this kind of thing, it's a phase. It's one of those, I hate it that always like, you can be like badass and a little bit like head down, having always black on kind of thing. You can be this little bit like, okay, everything of my world is like kind of destroyed. You can have the colors kind of thing, but you still can have the happiness a little bit here. It's like a little bit darker, like, okay, I don't care about the world, but I kind of do. But like Batman, you know, be a little bit more like Batman kind of thing. You can do that. No, she has a tragic story behind why she's has doing this, and why she's doing this. Well, she has this boyfriend. Oh, this beautiful boyfriend, kind of thing. She is getting serious with it, and it's like, okay, let me kind of see a kind of picture of your boobs, a picture of a kind of cleavage, it's that kind of thing, and that's like, yeah, that backfired. The whole fucking school made a comment. I would be like, so what? I'm a rock star. Actually, I think it's way different for guys than for girls. I would be like, okay, you saw it, right, cool. I was not planning on dating any of you anyway, so what the fuck? Like, you're already doing me weird, you're already kind of being idiots against me. It's like, what more can you do? A little bit like that, a little bit like this. Okay, maybe that's more what I would do now. Back in the day, back when I was that age, when actually I ignored a lot of things, there were some idiots that I sometimes I was like, oh right, yeah, those are my friends. And I was like, alright, they're my enemies. My friends are frenemies? Ah, no. There were assholes, then were not, then I fell alone, then I fell like, I kind of went all everywhere. So kind of thing, I didn't care much about school that much, but then kind of thing. And this girl I have crush on right now, kind of thing, like a big crush. She's kind of still at school. She's not under 18. Of course not, I mean, not insane! You got fucking, I'm not gonna go into jail. She's 20, but still going to school. I mean, sometimes you have to study hard. I went off school. Maybe I would still be in school if I was not like, I'm 18. Fuck it, school! Fuck it! And started being an idiot at the end of the year. When I was off, like, I was 18, I was like, the first time I was like almost 8. I was like, this is last days of school. What am I gonna do? Last month I fucking didn't show up at school because I'm like, I'm 18. I'm gonna think. Who cares? I'm not gonna go to school anyway. So let's just fucking riot! Dude, just show. I was like, just walked over to school. I was like, hey, bye. Of course, the teachers didn't see that. It was somebody of that I went to class with that see it. Like, just didn't go to school that day, and after that I didn't pay much attention. Last month of my school was like what some bad people, some assholes sometimes do, like not showing up, then they show up, then they do, then they just being stupid, being idiots against the school that can get you off school. But you know, like that's like things that you should not do. That will get you get off school. But I was like, I was going off school anyway, so I didn't give a shit. That was my last month of school. Very actually fun doing all those because I was like always a good guy. I was always seeing that I always was some time at school, that I always doing my job. That was me most of the time, except when I was 10. That was a whole other story for another time. Anyway, so yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, STARGIRL, kind of STARGIRL's partner, WILDCAT. Well, future WILDCAT, because here she is kind of thing. Gets the picture, her house got ruined, her parents are assholes. I mean, come on, you have to support. Yes, you can be like a weak mad on what you have done, and it's like, yeah, you should not have done. But it's like, you have desecrate our family. You have to, dude. People make mistakes. She's a teenager. Get over it. She learned her lesson. I mean, by the end of the episode, but she learned her lesson. Get over it. It's like, she's your child. She made a stupid mistake. She's not gonna do it again. So you should just get a kind of thing. It's not like she showed a little bit too much. Fuck it! It's just that. It's like, you should support her. She's already having a hard time in school. You should not have make her a hard time at school. Oh, this doesn't make any sense at all! But you know, that's just my opinion. I have opinions. You ever noticed I have opinions? I did. Anyway, so Stargirl tries to talk her. It's like after that, it's like now we've in the present where Stargirl tries to recruit it. She tells the story about what the hell happened, and at first she's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But then it's like, yeah, I kind of want to do it. Stargirl does Stargirl stuff, starts to motivate her, kind of thing, to a point that say like, fine, I try it out. So she tries the suit out. It's like, what the fuck is this? It's not. Oh, it smells bad. And then the helmet. Oh, the helmet is even worse. I'm not gonna wear it. That's like, oh, come on, suit out, please. And then she wears it, and then the whole suit starts going on. And I'm like, well, that's an upgrade from Stargirl's suit. It just did it itself, like kind of thing. I'm like, holy shit. First I was like, this is a bad idea to give this girl. Sure, she's a bit athletic, and sure, she kind of did, but it's still a teenager. Are you insane? Don't give a teenager this, not from 15 years old, maybe 17, 18 kind of years old, but 15? That's stupid. She cannot never do something like that. But she does, and then we find out the suit is actually just like the staff, a little bit alive, and kind of thing. It has claws, and has this has this Wakanda kind of suit. Sure, that's from Marvel, but that's the same premise, like a and it also gives him agility, can climb on walls, kind of thing. That's all we find out, kind of thing. So then Stargirl and kind of thing is like, now we have to neuter list. Stargirl is being, well, a teenager, and it's like, I get you! Distraction, wants to destroy wants to kill all the lights and kind of thing, and do the electric on. And she's like, how stupid! That's stupid! Wildcat's like, what? That's a stupid idea. It's like, why? Well, people are on life support, and if you do that, people are going off life supports. And it's like, oh, the staff was already holding him. Good thing she has still a staff that's smarter than that. I mean, because she is very enthusiastic and really wants to do it, but she is a teenager, you know. She is not the smartest around because she's a teenager. She doesn't know any better. She's 15 years old. You know, like my sister, you have to still talk to her. You still have like, dude, this is a good idea. This is not a good idea. This you could do. You could rebel a little, but you know, stay on the ground, kind of stay a little bit. Anyway, that's pretty. Well, they try to get in. Then there's this violins kind of stuff. I'm like, that was weird. Like doing that, the kind of thing. I was like confused. Why? And we're still confused at the end. They're all, Stargirl and Wildcat were confused. And Wildcat is like, okay, I want to be myself again. Now finally, after kind of doing this, and we have the power to know who the hell have been there and who the hell didn't been there, kind of thing. Now we need to do something else, you know. And that else, it's like we don't know who the villain is, but we have the list. And now I feel myself, maybe we're gonna do this, but not now. Now I need to be myself again. I finally find myself a little bit again. So she goes to her parents, does the whole kind of speech of kind of thing. They still think kind of thing. Her brother is the only one that's like, yeah, I get you, I feel you, kind of thing. I think it's a bad idea what it. And we also find out this one girl downstairs finds out because they yell. I mean, they're teenagers. It's like they're yelling at each other's name, kind of thing when they go higher. It's like, okay, they're teenagers. They're very, very idiotic about being superheroes, forgetting code names. Just yelling at each other's names doesn't make it a good idea. Anyway, so yeah. So then she does the thing, and Stargirl still gives her the suit back. It's like, here it is, with a paper, and then she comes back to Stargirl. It's like, okay, I'm in, and she's like, yay! And that's pretty much of the episode. Did I like it? Did I was interested? I actually give this one a solid 10. I mean, maybe a legendary 10. I feel like a legendary 10, because at first I was like, this is gonna be bad. It's Wildcat. Why do we need already a new one? Why her? And why? It's like her history kind of thing. It was only by the ending I'm like, okay, I get it, I feel you, I get it kind of thing, and she's not just being herself kind of thing. I feel like this is pretty good. It gives the character, I like the character by the end of in the beginning I was like, oh, it's one of these ordinary kind of, she has something bad, she's been having this teenage drama for her whole life, and her parents are going to forgive her. Nope. And she still kind of become Wildcat. And her whole story in this episode was pretty good done. A pretty good job to make me care about her. I feel like her still feels like very much targeted to a teenager, but it's good done. It's very good job doing this. I really enjoyed it, and I really gonna look forward to the next one. Like, the Society has a new member, and the Justice Society, the Injustice Society has a new member, and the Justice Society just got her first member. Anyway, so yeah, love it. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the episode? You were guys like, no, I didn't like STARGIRL. I don't like STARGIRL. I just like you, and I'm watching you, but I don't like this kind of thing. Whatever, rolls your boat, man. Let me know all your opinions down below. Hope this distracts you a little bit of the world that we're living. The kind of thing this year has been one bad after another bad. But I hoped those 16 minutes made you happy. Make you smile. Give it a little smile on the face. Anyway, hope to see you guys, everybody, every single one of you, in my next videos. Goodbye.
And then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.